The biggest lies banks and other financial institutions feed us with every day is that saving money in the bank will make us more richer and become financially free. But the truth is, saving money in the bank or saving your money with all these other financial institutions will never make you rich. It can only keep your money for a while. But then, the more the years go by, the more the inflation increases by 2% every year. But then, is there any bank at all or any financial institution that can give you an interest on your savings of 2% per year? No. The highest interest you can get in a savings account in a bank, for example, is about 0.1% or even 0.5% or thereabout. But no savings account or no fixed bank savings account can give you up to 1% in a year currently. Therefore, it means that the more you save your money in the bank, the more you lose your money to inflation. Because inflation is always increasing, the prices of things are always going up. But then the cash, the money you're saving in your bank account, is never going to give you that amount of interest that is going to beat inflation. And therefore, the more your money remains in your bank account, the more you lose this money because you're losing it to inflation. And then whenever you want to use it in the future to buy anything at all, you see that the prices of those things have already gone up. And therefore, you saved your money, but instead of gaining and earning more with your money to keep increasing, you're losing it to inflation. And in that sense, your money is losing value. But what if I tell you that there are 6 different assets that you can invest your money in and it will keep yielding in values and you're never going to lose the value of your money to inflation? And these assets will not only increase your money or your cash to beat inflation rate, but it's going to earn more money for you and make you financially free on the long run. A few years ago, a man made an investment of $400, and today, this particular thing that he bought is worth more than $2,000 today. Imagine the interest he has gotten on this particular material that he bought 2 years ago. And this particular material that this man invested $400 into is gold. What I'm trying to say in this sense is that investing your cash or your money in gold and other natural resources like silver, it's much more important and valuable than investing your money in the bank or saving your money in the bank account. Because imagine the difference. The price of gold keeps increasing every year, even far more than inflation rate. Imagine buying a piece of gold for $400 a few years back, and now that particular piece of gold is worth $2,000. Imagine the difference and the increase that you have gotten in value in your money. That is how to invest your money wisely in order not to lose it to inflation, but to keep increasing in value every single year. And you don't even have to buy physical gold if you can't keep it or keep it safe. You can invest in gold and silver ETF, whereby you don't have to buy a physical gold, but you can buy it through the ETF. And each year, as the prices of gold and all these natural resources are increasing, your investment is also increasing with it without actually holding a physical gold. Earlier on in this video, I told you about the influence of inflation and how inflation is increasing every year. And no country at all is left out. Every country in the world is having a bite of this inflation. And you're hearing the news every day. But then, as this inflation keeps increasing, the prices of things keeps increasing, especially medical equipment and batteries, things that we use. And you know that battery is made from cobalt. Now, investing in cobalt can also increase your money in value over years, because as inflation is increasing, and because of the inflation, the prices of these things are increasing, and also the prices of the raw materials that are used to produce these batteries and other medical equipments like stethoscopes that are made from all these natural resources are increasing by price. So imagine investing your money in buying cobalt. Because the inflation is increasing every year, the price that is required for buying a particular quantity of cobalt to produce these batteries that we are using every day is increasing also. So imagine buying cobalt this particular year at the rate of $100, and then when you want to sell that particular quantity of cobalt in 10 years time, the price of this particular amount of cobalt has increased 10 times. You see that you're going to be making 10 times more amount than the amount you invested initially in buying this. And the good thing is that you don't even have to invest your funds, your $100, in buying this cobalt physically, because of the way that the world has transformed today. You can sit in the comfort of your home and invest your $100 in buying stocks. There are companies out there that are dealing in cobalt and all these other natural resources. You can invest your money through any of these stock brokers. Register from the comfort of your home. Search for any of these stock brokers that operate locally in your country. Sign up for them and you can be able to invest in any of these natural resources companies across the world. You're going to be in the comfort of your home, make this investment, and as the price of these natural resources are increasing every year, because these natural resources are required for producing the products that we use on day-to-day basis. So the prices will keep increasing, but then the funds or the money that you're going to invest in this particular raw material today is going to make you more money on the long run. In 10 years time, in 5 years time, or even in 15 years time from now, that particular $100 that you're going to invest must have times 10 by the time you're going to sell it. And if you want to sell it at all, you can decide to sell the full quantity of the material you're buying, or you can decide to sell in part. And the good thing is that you don't have to have this physical material stored in anywhere in your house, or no. These companies that are dealing with these natural resources are taking charge of everything. All you need to do is to invest as an investor in any of these stocks and buy shares from their company. And as they keep making profits and increasing, as the prices of these products keeps increasing, your revenue also keeps increasing because you are holding a share in this stock market. We live in the world of fiat currencies today, where no fiat currency is backed by silver or gold. And therefore, whenever there is a global crisis or global economic meltdown, all the currencies are affected. And because of all this global economic meltdown and financial uncertainties, majority of investors and billionaires out there today have a large chunk of their finance stored in safe haven currencies. And an example of one of these safe haven currencies is the Swiss franc. Because Switzerland have a very strong economy and their government protected their currency very hard, that whenever there is a global meltdown in the world, majority of other countries out there transform and transfer their funds, their Swiss bank, to protect it, because Switzerland is not affected most of the times by all these inflations and economic set down. So majority of investors out there save their funds in Swiss franc. But then, can anyone open a Switzerland account if you're not living in a Switzerland? No. This is where it becomes difficult for small investors. Therefore, in order for you to be able to invest in Swiss francs to save your funds, because these funds will protect your money. An example of this was seen in the period when Ukraine and the Russian war was going on, and US placed a ban on Russia in their trading, energy trading. And because of that, Russia couldn't trade in the US dollar anymore. So they had to switch to the Swiss francs in order to carry out their international tradings. And for a small investor who cannot open a Swiss account because you're not living in Switzerland, you can opt in for the option of currency ETF, whereby you can create your ETF account and invest in Swiss currency, even with as low as $100 from anywhere in the world. Or you can use any other forex.com or forex brokers out there that you can invest and buy this Swiss currency, and your funds is going to be saved there because of the economic and government backup. Although no fiat currency is backed by silver or gold, but then the strength of any country's currency is dependent on the government, and therefore whenever a particular government of any country defaults, the whole economy of that particular country is going to default. And because of this, every smart investor saves their funds in currencies that are backed by a strong government, because no strong government will want their currency to depreciate. And this is exactly why the US dollars has gained this strength of foreign trade currency across the globe, because the US government is strong and have a good credit score. Because when a particular government have a very poor credit score, it means that the value of their currencies are not going to have that strength anymore. Therefore, majority of countries in the world prefer to trade in currencies that have a global recognition that is backed by a strong government, and that's why the US dollars has gained this vitality. And saving your funds or cash in these globally recognized currencies can save you from a lot of financial crisis. And that is why majority of countries in the world today and great investors out there prefer to carry out their foreign transactions in the US dollar. And if you want to invest in saving your funds in the US dollar. You can buy directly from the US government, or you can buy from ETF or the secondary market, or you can sign up for any of these forex trading platforms like forex.com, and you can be able to buy in these foreign currencies without actually holding the cash, and then you have your funds saved in this backed and secured currencies. The joy of waking up in the morning and checking your investment portfolio and realizing that a particular stock you bought 1 year ago has times 10 is compared to none. Therefore, investing in the stock market can never be overemphasized, as it can always keep your portfolio on the high side, because with as low as $50 or $100, you can buy a share or a stock in any company at all, and as these companies keep increasing and making money, the value of your investment is going to keep increasing compared to saving your funds in the bank or keeping it at home, where it's not going to be generating any funds for you, and you're going to be losing it to inflation every single year. And this day, it has become so simple that anyone at all in any category without any knowledge of investment can invest in the stock market, because these stockbrokers out there, have made it so simple for anyone at all to pick up their phone and invest in the stock market from anywhere, even in the comfort of their home. You can just sign up for any stockbroker operating legally in your location. Sign up for them, and you can be able to invest in any of these stocks market out there. And to make it much more easier for you, we have we have different stocks market out there. For example, the S&P 500, which enlists the best performing 500 companies in the US, such as Apple, Amazon, all these Google companies out there. Apple, you can invest in them through this S&P 500, through the stock brokers out there. And with as low as $100 or even $50, you can invest in any of these companies, and your investment portfolio is going to be spread across these different companies. For example, 2% in each of these companies. And as these companies keep increasing, because they have a very strong team that ensures that the company is running smoothly and they're always making profit, as these companies keep increasing, your investment will also keep increasing over the years, and you're going to be making more money. And there is no excuse at all for anyone at all not investing in the stock market today, with the numerous opportunities presented out there. The importance of land and real estate can never be overemphasized, because over the years we have seen how the value of land and real estate keep increasing. For example, if you buy a piece of land today with the rate of $1,000 in any locality at all, you're going to be shocked at how much the value of that piece of land you bought at the rate of $1,000 is going to be in a year's time, or in 5 years' time. You're going to be selling this particular piece of land for over $5,000. This is how important it is, because as the day keeps going on, as the years keep going on, people keep developing, the environment keeps developing. We keep building new houses, new apartments, new schools, new hospitals, new markets, new offices. And this requires land to be carried out. So the value of land and real estate can never be emphasized. And for example, if you are renting an apartment today, you're going to understand what I'm saying, because the apartment you're paying, for example, $500 for 2 years ago, if you're going to rent the same apartment today or in next year, you're going to see that this exact apartment will be rented at a rate of $700 or even $800. And that is how the prices of rent keeps increasing, and the real estate investors keep making money every single year. And this is how their portfolios and their investment keeps increasing. So there is no excuse at all for you out there not trying to invest in the real estate and buying of landed properties, to increase your investment portfolio. Have you ever attended a trade show or watched a trade show whereby owning an ancient collectible that would have cost as low as $400 years back is sold for $1 million? Now, this is the importance of investing in collectibles, because these collectibles have limited amounts that were produced in the olden days, and because of the quality materials that were used in producing these collectibles, like some cars, some ancient cars, wristwatches, and other valuable collectibles made from gold and all of these expensive natural resources, are way much higher and much more expensive now than the amount that was used in producing them days back. So it is very, very important as an investor to consider investing in collectibles, because the prices are going to keep increasing as there are only limited amount of these products that are existing worldwide. And for a new investor or a small investor who cannot invest in these big collectibles ranging to millions of dollars out there, you can also register on Whatnot and also be able to invest in some of these small collectibles like piece of art, some movie figures olden days then that are way much expensive now, but you can buy them at a cheap price, and then in the future when the prices have increased, you can sell these collectibles and make quality amount of money from them. As an investor, it is a good option to consider. But then the real essence of this video is to let you know that saving your money or holding your cash in the bank or saving them at home is going to lose your funds to inflation, because inflation is increasing every year. And the more you save these funds, for example, saving your funds in a fixed deposit account in the bank cannot give you up to 1%. And imagine the inflation increasing by 2% every year. It means that the value, the things that these particular funds you're investing can buy for you over time is depreciating. So it is not advisable to save your money in the bank if you're planning to, go and attain your financial freedom, to be financially free, whereby you don't have to be struggling to buy things anymore. You need to consider investing your money wisely instead of saving it in the bank. And trust me, this whole video about how investment is completely useless if you don't click on this video on the screen to learn 10 different passive ideas that you can invest your funds and also start making money, making money from these passive incomes and learning how to make some savings so that you can be able to invest